As a new parent, one of the scariest things that you hear about is sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. It's a medical mystery in which a seemingly healthy baby goes to sleep and never wakes up. The CDC says there are about 3,400 cases of SIDS a year in the U.S. Now in North Carolina, out of 100,000 live births, about 113 infants die from SIDS.
The numbers aren't huge, but they are huge in impact. And I think the scariness is that we have not been able to identify an ultimate cause. Why is this happening?
Well, now there's breakthrough research that may be an answered prayer to many. The study published in the Lancet Medical Journal found that levels of an enzyme called BCHE were significantly lower in babies who later died of SIDS. Dr. Allison Gardner with Novant Health says this is related to a baby's ability to arouse out of sleep. She says the study looked at 67 infants who had died in Australia. 26 had SIDS and that enzyme.
It is a very exciting finding in that it is a difference. It could explain why this is happening. It's, however, a very small study, and it's a very first step in that I can understand why there's a lot of excitement. I'm excited. I'm excited for the families that I know who have suffered through this, that people around the world are working on this and continuing to work on this because it is so important.
Now, until more research is done, Dr. Gardner says parents should follow the American Academy of Pediatrics recommendations. She says since the 1990s, the Back to Sleep campaign lowered the rate of SIDS by 50%. So here are some of those recommendations. Have babies sleep on their backs with a firm mattress with no blankets or those crib bumpers. Avoid overheating. Have the baby sleep in the parent's room in a bassinet or crib for about 6 months. And avoid tobacco use around the baby. Now, some other things that she said help prevent SIDS is breastfeeding and also pacifiers. So a lot of things, but this new research really just providing hope that an answer is coming in the future.
Well, it was always such a huge question mark. You know, parents were like, it was almost like a catch-all. We didn't really know what it meant. It's like they would blame it on SIDS, and I'm not sure if they even understood really what was going on. There's so many factors that play into this that I didn't even think about.
My question was going to be, is this the same thing as when they say babies should not sleep in the bed with parents? Is it like related or?
That's more suffocation.
That's more suffocation.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
afraid you're going to roll over on them or push their head down into a pillow or a mattress.
But
yeah.
I mean, if they are in a bed and say that there's a blanket and they pull the blanket over their head, and they said that can increase the risk too.
And they've changed. I remember like when my twins were born as opposed to my last kid, that they totally changed what they said to do. Put the baby
Said
on
to
the
sleep
stomach.
on the belly, yeah.
Yeah, put them on the back, and we had these little bumpers that were like Velcro that you could put on the sheets, and it would stop them from rolling over. So yeah, everything's changed.
Well, at least there's some steps being made, and they're finding out some new research, so we can save more babies.
Yeah, I definitely think that study, because it's such a small scale, will now become larger, and then maybe that answer will be found.
And those numbers are shocking.